to America because they saw how deliciously America was living compared to how they were living. Okay? All right, America was the #1 place. All right, yes, they would go to these different Edomite areas, but America is the #1 place they would love to go. Okay? Because America was the most looked at as the golden city. Okay? Why? Because these other nations, they've robbed them of their natural resources, right? And they control their natural resources. So right now, those nations are in poverty, man. All those people in those different nations are in poverty. Okay, go any nation that's outside of America, for the most part, right, is in poverty. Okay, outside of America and the Edomite power structure, right, like UK and Poland, anywhere these Edomites dwell, right? That's where it's so-called known as the first world country. Okay, but that's why I said through their delicate. How does it say? Let me read this again. How much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously, right? Because they saw how they were living out here compared to how they were living, right? A lot of these different places, they were having like 1 meal a day, all right? When America, you were living 3 meals a day, sometimes 4, okay? So they looked at this, they were living deliciously compared to them, okay? So much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Okay? Because according to the Americans, nobody's going to take down America. All right? America's going to be here forever, according to these Americans. All right? But the Most High is getting ready to judge America, man. Those nuclear missiles that Russia is building and Iran is building is not for no reason, man. That's going to be shot off, man. All right? Every nuclear missile that was created is going to be used, man. All right? Thus saith the Bible. All right? So don't think for 1 second that America's gonna be okay, man. Because America's getting ready to be burnt with fire, man. All right. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. All right. So that's what's gonna happen. All right. America's gonna be utterly burned with fire, man. Okay. And that's coming from the nuclear ICBM missiles. All right. For strong is the Lord power, who judgeth her, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. So when these different merchants in these different countries, they see America getting burned, they're going to be sad about that. Not because America was such a good place, but because they were making a lot of money off of America because of the consumerism. Okay, that's why they're going to be sad about that. All right, that's why it said the merchants were waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Okay, because of the consumerism of America, the top consumer-based country in the world. If you want to start an internet business, the main place you want to target is America. Okay, why is that? Because America is a consumer-based country. It's all about consuming. All right, that's why. All right, so guess what? These other merchants that are from these different countries, they're gonna bewail her, they're gonna mourn her because they were getting rich off all her consumerism, right? Standing afar off, this is verse 10. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, the great city Babylon, that mighty city. For in 1 hour is thy judgment come. It's not going to take a lot of time for those nuclear missiles to reach here, man. All right? Some nuclear missiles can reach here in 20 minutes, 25 minutes. All right? So that whole destruction is going to be done in an hour. All right? From time they say, okay, those missiles are coming, it's going to take about an hour for America to be completely wiped off the face of the earth. All right? That's why it says that. Let me read that again. Standing afar off, for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, the great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is her judgment come, is thy judgment come, right? And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. All right, so that, like I said, they're not gonna mourn over America because it was such a great city or they were so nice to me. No. They're gonna mourn at America because of the money they were making off of it. It's as simple as that, okay? If you, like I said before, if you want to start any type of internet business, any part of the world, the main place you should be targeted if you want to make some real money is America, okay? The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and pearls and fine linen and purple and vessels of ivory and all manner vessels of most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour, right? So all these things are being sold from these other countries, okay? You don't get frankincense and myrrh and stuff like that on this side, all right? You get them usually from the Middle East, all right? Right? The Palo Santo wood, right? Which I'm about to get some Palo Santo wood watching the brothers from Dallas, all right? I'm about to get me some of that, okay? But guess what? You don't get that on this side of the earth, man. You get that on the other side of the earth, man. You get that where in the Middle East, man. So guess what? Those people in the Middle East, they ain't gonna be making money once America's destroyed. All right? And cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. All right? Sometimes they carry people out from those countries, right? And they come over here for what? Cheap labor, man. All right, they come over here for cheap. Well, hey, Esau is big in sex trafficking, man. All right, these top elites, they do that shit, man. Okay, they do that. All right. So you have some certain people from like maybe the west of Africa or maybe even the Middle East or wherever, right? And they'll take a girl from that area and they'll bring her and sell her to one of these Edomites, man, and get buku dollars for that, man. All right, that happens. That goes on. All right. And the fruits that thy soul lusteth. Well, hold on. It said chariots too, right? So like, look at these different cars, right? These different chariots, right? These different cars that you see are like from, like, you know, like Toyota, right? I believe that's Korean, if I'm not mistaken, Korean or Japanese, either Korean or Japanese, right? Like the Mercedes that come, that's an Edomite country too, right? So let's say, you know, these different cars. You have like certain cars that come from any part of the world, man. There's different cars from all different types of the world, but the main people that are buying them are Americans, okay? Where was I at? Okay, this is verse 14. And the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, Alas, alas, the great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off. All right, because they're going to be watching it from like either the news or whatever, man. All right, it's because guess what, that smoke is going to go up for a long time and it's going to be very high, man. All right, so even if you're far off, I don't know how far you're going to be able to see it, but you're going to be able to see it from far, man. Okay. Now, also on top of that, the news stations and all that, that's the main way these people are going to see it from these different countries, okay? Right? The satellite can pick all that up, okay? But the whole point is that America is going to be destroyed, all right? And all those nuclear missiles that they have are going to be used, okay? Once America's taken down, once that Babylon the Great is taken down, the Israelites, right, are going to be put into rulership. We're going to be put into rulership, right, by Yahushua. Okay? Let's get what's that, Isaiah? Let's Isaiah 34 verse 2. The indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with blood. All right, so I just want to touch on that part and get a precept for that part, because when anyone that's going into this World War III is not gonna come back alive, man. All right, it's gonna be a draft, and anyone that goes there is not gonna come back alive. All right, and that's why he said he prepared them for the slaughter. All right, because they're not gonna come back. All right. First of all, when Yahushua sees the great multitude, what is he gonna do? He's gonna destroy that great multitude, man. All right, and going deeper into it, they're gonna force these soldiers to take the chips, so they got to be burned with fire. They got to, right? They got to burn up, all right? All right, this is 2nd Ezra 13, verse 1. And it came to pass, after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him. All right.